Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. We are going to talk about the forbidden fruit paradox. This is something that I have been battling logically for a while now, and it's been just nagging at me. So, the forbidden fruit paradox is what a lot of people refer to as imposter syndrome. But the logic in me is screaming that that is illogical. And we're going to break it down why. The first thing is the word syndrome. I really, really hate diagnosis a lot because there is something in this world called, and it's real, placebo effect and mass hysteria. The subconscious mind's RAS will do whatever you tell it to do. So if you walk around and you tell it that you have ADHD, you're going to have all the symptoms that the textbook tells you you have. So whether or not you actually have it, you don't know, because a textbook told you to, because somebody else told you that you have ADHD, because a textbook showed you all these symptoms. And if the textbook is wrong, and if the internet is wrong, and if the dumb fuck professionals are wrong, you're going to have a whole lot of things wrong with you, because that is how the RAS works. It's called placebo effect. Now, because there's more than one of us, and we're all connected by the internet, there's only 8 billion of us now. So all 8 billion of us are all walking around going, oh my God, I've got ADHD. Look at this. Oh my God, look at this, ADHD. And now we're all, because the subconscious mind is also a mirror, and we all learn with mimic, mirror, repetition, response, go, what do we do? All because one dumb fuck professional said, this is ADHD. I'm going to show you how this works. In the 1990s, television noticed a decline in television viewing, and they went, oh. So I watched an interview. Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop were there. Sesame Street was there. All the big television people got around, and they released this massive document on A&E. And they said, we've noticed something. Attention spans are decreasing. Boom. Attention spans that were decreasing suddenly really decreased. Excuse me. Did it ever occur to you, this would be me in the audience at that press release, that computers and Blackberries and pagers just got released? So you're just not the newest, shiniest toy in Andy's room anymore? And it's not that our attention spans are decreasing, it's that we got a new toy. Never occurred to them. It literally released about 2 to 5 years. 2 years. It was 2 years after all the homes had pagers and the Blackberry and the computer. And suddenly there's a new toy in town. And immediately television reviewers were like, oh my God, people's attention spans are shortening. Or they got a Blackberry in their hand. So now everyone's like, oh no, oh no. Educators are like, oh, what's this now? Attention spans are decreasing? What's this? Boom, ADHD comes out a few years later. You know what does exist? The placebo effect, which leads to mass hysteria. There's all your professionals being professional and authorized for you. So I have a really, and this is the best part. If they were actually authorities on this stuff, they would know, you know what, we really should not be telling people at all about the D word. The word diagnosis should not exist, because the minute they think that this stuff is real, placebo effect, they're going to think it's real. Yeah, we know statistically that 50% of the population will believe whatever the fuck it's told, because that's the placebo effect. It has a 50% success rate. So 50% of the population is going to believe it if you tell them it. That's right. Placebo effect. Stop calling yourself ADHD. Stop saying you have PTSD. Even if you do, you're making it worse. And then 100% of the human mind learns through mimic, mirror, repetition, response. So for the 50% who didn't swallow the placebo effect pill, they're buying it through the mass hysteria pill. This is medical. This isn't psychology garbage. This is real shit. Google it. This is a medical condition with actual science. Placebo effect. This is what happens when you let psychologists do the job of doctors. Placebo effect, mass hysteria are real things. The DSM-5 needs to be fucking burned because it's causing the illnesses that they're trying to cure. Yeah, I'm pissed. You walk around saying you're an authority. You have the right for me to sit there and subject you to my logic. Now, I don't like the word syndrome because of that argument. So the word syndrome means a set of symptoms or conditions that occur together and suggest, not even real. It suggests, it hints at it, the presence of a certain disease or an increased chance of developing the disease. This is from the cancer.gov website. I'm going to say again, we call that medical science, not psychology shit. So I do not like to use the word syndrome, not at all, which is why I use the word paradox, because that comes from philosophy and that's logical. And if psychologists knew a goddamn thing about their job, they'd know they should be using words like paradox and not syndrome, because the placebo effect is real. Dumb fucks. Now, I don't like my people being hurt, and I fucking hate abusers. And psychologists are glorified secret abusers who are too stupid to know they're abusing people. My abuse did not come from anyone who is evil. They came from stupid people. Stupid. Stupid is why I was raped on 9/11. Stupid is why I went through 40 years of slavery. Stupid is my enemy. Ignorant, stupid people who thought they knew better. So better that they didn't bother learning. Yeah, I have a vendetta. You should hate stupid too because it's making us all sick. Now, everyone should hate stupid. Really, stupid is the problem. Now, the forbidden fruit paradox is ethics, truth, and it's slave mind. It's slave mind. There is no other way to put this. You have your ethics that's telling you on that second ethical perspective to love who you are and your truth. Self-authority is the second ethic. And you have to be true to that ethic. You have your actual self-authority where you have to validate your truth. So if you are a fucking genius, you have to validate that now, don't you? Oh, but slave mind and the narcissist tell you that that's not okay to do because narcissist knows all about what it's like to be a good person. And they tell us that you need to be humble. So you should never, ever tell anybody what you actually think of yourself because it could harm the narcissist's authority over you. I don't take life directions from narcissists. And when you stop taking life advice from narcissists, all the paradoxes in life ends. So if you suffer from imposter syndrome, that is a fancy word for the narcissistic psychologists. 70% of all psychologists are narcissists, by the way. So when you let the narcissistic psychologists tell you that you have imposter syndrome, you're now thinking that you're the one with the problem and you're going, oh my God, I'm an imposter. Yeah, no. Look at the word imposter. It's actually your own desire, need to validate the self, but you've got a narcissist contending for power. It's a power dynamic. You're trapped in a power dynamic. Every time you feel guilty, you're trapped in a power dynamic with a narcissist. That's what it is. You are trapped in a power dynamic with a narcissist. You want to know what the symptom of forbidden fruit paradox is? Guilt. You're a slave. That's what that is. The problem is you're not told you're a slave. In fact, we have a holiday once a year in America to show you how free you aren't. I was watching Stranger Things the other day, and they were doing the 4th of July celebration, and I went, son of a fucking bitch. Throw a big party every year for freedom, and they won't think they're slaves. Boy, we're a bunch of lemmings. Watch the movie Wag the Dog. You'll see how politics really works. Watch the movie Wag the Dog. See how politics really works. It's called psychological manipulation en masse. That is actually the core of my work, is fighting that back by educating you, the victims, on what they're really doing. Really fucking pisses me off. These are my fucking people. Don't fuck with my people. Don't fuck with my people. All right. So, you're my people. I love my people. My people. All right. I'm going to be doing a whole thing on forbidden fruit paradox, and I'm going to be breaking that down. I don't do very many labels for things, and I really, really avoid them because like I said, I know shit about the subconscious mind, like, placebo effect. So I really, really, really am careful. I use something called identity displacement. And then there is the dichotomy of good and evil, which is a very real thing, but we're going to completely remove all the religion and all the marketing and second ethical perspective jargon, and we're going to remove the first century marketing campaign from it, and we're going to break down what the dichotomy of good and evil really is, because we're all actually suffering from it. The dichotomy of good and evil is really at the core of our problem. But I need to come up with something else other than the dichotomy of good and evil, because people think that that's myth and fiction. And when people think it's a fiction, the dilemmas that I have. All right, we're going to do this. I'm going to do a series of videos. We're just going to go through them. So I'm going to talk about the dichotomy of good and evil. If you want to follow up with me, if you want to learn more about what I do, click on the links below. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.